Hey everyone, it is us,
Hi
part of the
guys.
Eurovision Fam team, once again here with
Uh-huh.
our weekly stream. It's me, Lily Loves, and I'm joined by,
KKSC right over here, you guys.
yes. So we've got another pretty packed stream, given the
Mm-hmm.
fact that there's so much going on in the world. Um, that involves Eurovision and, beyond Eurovision. Jordan, do you want to go ahead
Yes.
and start us off here?
Yeah, so guys, if you've kind of been up to date with everything that's going on in Ukraine, you understand that there's something happening that is greater than what the Eurovision Song Contest can remedy or provide with kind of its entertainment value. This is a question more so about human safety and the future of the world. So this is a very kind of terrifying moment for a lot of the people in Europe, especially in Ukraine. And so this is just kind of a statement that I drafted on behalf of our site, and I'm going to be reading it for you, so we also so the viewers also understand that we're firm in our position. So, hello, Eurovision family. If you've been up to date with the recent events and have seen the current status of the crisis of Russian aggression in Ukraine, you understand that we're in a time of acute uncertainty and fear that largely supersedes the entertainment prospects of the Eurovision Song Contest. We will continue to provide dialogue and commentary on ESC as news in its immediate regard becomes relevant, but adhering to the unifying philosophy of the contest with regard to the Charter of the United Nations, we absolutely reject any and all forms of violence being used as a tool to gain influence or power. The safety and integrity of the sovereign nations of the European Broadcasting Union and nations beyond are paramount to the simple question of human safety, life, and liberty, and we at Eurovision Fam stand with the people of Ukraine in rejecting modern Russian imperialism. No more lives should be lost. And kind of following that up, we got an update a little less than an hour ago about the fact that the Russian delegation has been suspended from taking part in the 2022 Eurovision Song Contest, and no Russian act may be allowed to compete. So these are all recent developments that happened within the last 72 hours, more or less, but the last announcement was within the last hour.
Yeah, it's like I think that was the first thing I saw when I woke up today
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
that Russia's out, and it's like
Hmm.
it just I know like with Eurovision it's not supposed to be political or anything like that, but it's not at this point. It's a matter of like morally going, you know, and it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to punish people, you want to punish governments, right?
Yeah.
And
The
it's
crazy guy in power. Yeah.
yeah, it's just one of those things, but it's also a matter of like it just especially with the way that like a lot of broadcasters are reporting, it just
Hmm.
it leaves it with a bad taste in your mouth. Like especially when you're hearing what a leader of a country is saying and doing, and then having that be backed up by the media. It's like, you know, I understand it's hard and it's a hard choice and everything, but it feels like it's the right choice because it just
It definitely feels like the right choice. Yeah.
I mean, in 2000, we can go back to 2008 and how that situation was handled. You
Yep.
know, like you still got a host in 2009, but in 2008, you're started a war with a person who competes.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that Georgia national final. I know we're not talking about that right now. If you
I've
ever,
always wanted to see it, honestly.
it is amazing. There are two songs in particular that I'm thinking about that like are just okay. I understand you're upset, Georgia. You do you right now. You do you. Um, so
That could be something interesting to revisit.
in the off season, we should.
We should. We should
We
totally do
really
that.
should because that national final is insane. I've watched it more than once. It's on YouTube. You can hunt it down. So yeah,
All
uh,
right. Gonna
and
do
kind
that.
of keeping on the
We're gonna
topics.
stay. No, that's fine. But
Yeah,
guys, we're gonna stay consistent with our content because there is still a lot to cover. We're gonna get to all of it, but we just kind of wanted to open with that bit of dialogue so that everyone understands that there's something going on that's much bigger than any of us can like currently understand. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt and go super slow with how we
yeah,
with
exactly. Like I
recent
don't
events.
want to. I don't. It's not like we're talking about songs when it comes to that. It's like talking
No.
about things that you have. We need to have more thought and
Mm-hmm.
more time to really process with. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
but kind of talking about,
Segueing from that.
I know, segueing from that, talking about. we have. I don't know if this is going to stand still, because when we wrote this, it was 2-3 days ago. At this point, it looks like Kalush Orchestra will be representing Ukraine. They haven't said anything else in regards to it.
That's what everyone looks like they're announcing officially, so we're hanging on to the fact that Stefania might just be the song that we see. It was a really clumsy way. Like, I mean, disregarding the situation currently with Ukraine, it was a very clumsy way that the delegation decided to select a song following Alina Pasha's disqualification. Like, that was just not a good look at all.
See, I don't, because it's like, it's similar to the whole thing that happened in 2019?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where, yeah, with that situation where it was contracts. Like, Maruf saw the contract, didn't like the contract, withdrew, and then, like, all the other acts that they offered it to didn't take it either. So I don't know if it's like we were looking at a situation like that where, lower down the totem pole, somebody should have gone, oh, I don't want to do it either because the way everything was handled. Can you hear people talking in through my mic? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I can't hear anything.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry, my sister's in the other room being kind of loud. So yeah, what's like the thing is, it's kind of clumsy how it was done, but at the same time, I'm not going to deduct points from Kalush Orchestra because Stefania is still a really good song. You know what I mean? It's still a song. My favorite. Exactly. It's still a song that's that combine. It does what Ukraine does well at Eurovision, and it's giving us something we haven't really seen before. It's got traditional elements and hip hop elements kind of combined into one, and there's rap and stuff, but it's not like bad rap because usually at Eurovision are like, sir, man,
yeah, like what are usually we at Eurovision we give big passes for terrible rap, and I'm saying that definitively, like terrible rap gets too much of a pass at Eurovision. It will not be the case for the Kalush Orchestra because this is, you could tell someone who consumes rap regularly. It's not just because a songwriter has imposed like you need a rap verse for like diversity within the song.
Yeah.
This is a rap, and you can appreciate that because you can hear it.
And there's also, it's also one of those things where like my sister listens to like a lot of Ukrainian rap music, like just rap music from Ukraine, and Russia and like Belarus, like just Eastern Slavic rap music. And I'm not gonna lie, they have a decent rap scene. Like, it's not bad. So I'm happy to see it come.
Eurovision just doesn't showcase that side of the Slavic world very much, and that's a shame because rap pops off out there for real.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm happy to see Stefania here. We'll see what
we'll see how that goes, but
yeah, we will.
It's a really good song, and I enjoyed it a lot.
I still feel like it's 100% qualification. I don't care.
Me too.
You're not losing that qualification. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead now. We are going to move on to discussing Melodi Grand Prix results. So Norway wrapped up their saga. And Subwoofer with Give That Wolf a Banana is what Norway is sending to Eurovision. Do you want to talk about this, Jordan?
Yeah, so I mean, like, what does the fox say is actually, like, it's cute, it's kitsch, but I mean, like, it was always coming. I mean, it's a meme, and in this sense of, like, Norwegian meme culture, it is very Norwegian. It's very, like, Norway in, like, post-2010s. In the arena, it could be a lot of fun, but I feel like it kind of limits itself to that because there is an unshakable essence that it is a joke entry. But I can enjoy it. I mean, like, I'm one of the few in the crowd who is just like, I recognize that this isn't, like, the most creative thing ever, but I'm bopping, sure. What do you think?
I don't mind a joke entry. Okay? Number one, congratulations by Sylvia Knight. Excellence. That was high performance art, beautiful, want more of that. Subwoofer is kind of giving me that, with the whole we're like intergalactic pop stars who live on the moon and we're wolves. Yeah, stay in character the whole time and you could win me over. But like as a song, I'm not into this. Like I don't know, I can kind of vibe to it if I ignore the lyrics completely.
Yeah.
And then once like the screen has like the lyrics of like grandma yum 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 on, I'm out of it. Maybe it's hearing yum 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 being used in a song that's not for toddlers. But I don't get it. And I also feel like this is when I go, am I maybe secretly a Zoomer, but I'm not. I saw somebody tweet at one point like, here's the other thing. Here, let me phrase this better. I see a lot of people who hate on another joke entry we have that's confirmed and this, but love this song. And like I see a lot of people who say that, and it's like I don't understand what's different between the two.
That's quite conflicting, actually.
All I can say is, okay, I guess this one doesn't use a slang term for, lady parts. But like at the same time, it's like that doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very on stream, I use nice words. In real life, I'm very vulgar. Like I don't like it. If I'm like being casual, I do use a lot of strong language. So it doesn't.
Is drawing vulgarity out of you?
No, it's not drawing vulgarity out of me. I'm just saying like I can handle vulgarity more than I can handle yum 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 being sung. Like I guess I don't know how to phrase it. This feels really juvenile to me, if that makes sense. That's what it is. It feels juvenile, but it's not a children's entertainment song.
Yeah.
So that's, you know what I mean there? I do. I like the concept of the group. I think that's so much fun. Keep that going. Like, don't just be like a common framework for Eurovision. Keep going with that whole, like, we're like wolves from the moon thing. Framework. Honestly, I mean, I like stupid, like, I don't want to use the word stupid, but I like silly stuff like that. Like, that's up my alley. Yeah. So I like the mystery. So, do you have any other thoughts about Give That Wolf a Banana?
Congratulations, Subwoofer. I'm probably going to be drunk when the song comes on in Turin.
Just you and Euroclub drunk. Just you and Euroclub drunk. Dancing like in the video, like in the staging.
They want that. They want that.
I want that. I really truly want that for you.
You're probably gonna get it. You're probably gonna get it.
Beautiful.
I don't know my limits.
That's just gorgeous.
Because I always test my limit. Oh, I don't think we're talking about that today, but
oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna segue over to Poland. I'm gonna leave it there. We're gonna take a trip over to Poland, where bije secre Europy was done last week, and the winner is Ochman with the song River. Or should I start with this one?
I hate this song, you guys. I get that it's loved, but I mean it's loved for the same reasons that Arcade is loved. But the difference is this song, like. In my opinion, the lyrics are worse. The production is clunky. The performance is gorgeous. But the melody, kind of like the stage idea, I don't like anything else about it. And frankly, it's just so, like, this is one of those other songs this year where it's just like, I was really hoping it wouldn't be selected, but then it did. And now I don't know what to, like, do about that mentally, because I just... Like, it grates me in the worst possible ways, but I'm gonna save my opinions on that because I'm trying not to speak hate into this entry when I've only heard it, like, so many times. But what do you think?
It's really good vocally. The composition is solid, and I can see, like, honestly, the bridge of this song is great. Like, that bridge, I really do love. The rest of the song, it is a bit repetitive. So it's giving me, like, okay, so... I can see how I can be completely won over on this with the right staging. We've got a water feature, homie. Like, we got a water feature. Your song is called River. Use that to your advantage. Now, when I hear River and I hear songs about, like, I'm going to take me down to the river, oh Lord, over and over again, in my head, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what is the name of that song? Down to the river, have you ever seen Oh Brothers, have you ever seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Not as an adult.
Okay, so there's a song. It uses like American folk songs and like tells the story of the Odyssey, like that way. It's great. I love it. Anyways, there's a song. There's a point in the song or the movie where they sing a folk song called "Down in the River to Pray," and it's giving me that, but make it pop. Or like Delta Ray has a song. It's like old as anything at this point, and it's the same kind of concept. And like, so in my head, when I hear I'm going down to the river, automatically, because I'm from the US and I know like folk music here, I'm thinking outdoor baptism. So that it just automatically puts that thought in my head. And I'm like, you could do something with the staging that plays with that, especially with the water feature. So use the water feature to your advantage, and it could
All
really...
you need is a clamshell. Achille Lauro spent like maybe €20 on his.
How does what? Oh, no, what? You know what? We'll talk about that in a second.
Like, you're gonna be bringing water on stage for like it to be a stage moment. Like you could go the cheap route.
Just so you had like water at one point. I did like the margarita glass, like just the giant alcoholic beverage. And the pinks,
honestly,
like,
the margarita glass is the best. Yeah.
just vibing. Like, I don't even know what's happening anymore. But yeah.
Adore that.
We'll talk about him later. But but yeah, I think that could really add to it. Like it's like with Estonia. My comments about Estonia. Use the stage to your advantage, because at this point you've got that great bridge. That great bridge with something visual, you can win me over still. It's not my favorite in the bunch. But I see the potential to make this a great overall package. Because with Eurovision, it's not just about the song. It's about the visual aspect as well. And I think that's something like a lot of people forget. They go, oh, the song's great. I'm like, I understand. It's a great song. But if visually you're giving us nothing, it's going to make it stay low down.
Then you aren't doing Eurovision to the best of the song's potential, really.
Exactly. And there are songs, just like as an example, a song I flip and hate in the studio is Love Wave. I cannot stand Love Wave studio. But live, I am here for Love Wave. I think it's so good live. I just, in the studio, I cannot stand it. I have to have that visual element for it to work for me.
I understand that.
Okay. So let's go ahead now, and we will move on to EMA. And we got our results from Slovenia. LPS. Yeah, LPS won with the song Disko. Do you want to kind of start off with how you feel about that?
Yeah, so I'll be honest, you guys, I didn't notice the song a ton when we were just starting to watch EMA. Like in the semis, I just didn't pay attention to it. But by the time the final came around and I saw that they were the ones to win, it did make sense to me. I did give it kind of like that shot of like, maybe this is like an expert artistic piece. And I can't even disagree with that. It is. This isn't my favorite jazz throwback song of VMA. There was one that I felt was just a bit more chocolatey, which is something that I really love in jazz type entries. But I really respect this song, especially the fact that like they're so young, and it like the sound itself reminds me of like it would be like such a great anime opening for like an action anime. Like Cowboy Bebop-esque was like something that came to mind for me. Just something that's like gritty but like has nice like romantic tinge too. It suits that for me. It suits a lot of things, and I would probably rarely skip this song when it comes on streaming because it's just so good.
It needs to be on streaming, please and thank you. All my other favorites from EMA are on streaming. I'm like, I check every day, like, what is Disko going to be on? I like it. I love it. It's a 70s throwback. At this point, I'm tired of 80s throwback. Give me the 70s throwbacks. Like, we need more of those. I really enjoy this song. It's giving me like these kids found their parents, or maybe grandparents at this point. They are kind of like high schoolers. Like they found their grandparents' disco albums and they made music of it. It's like just slightly off though at the same time. It's not like they're just straight up copying it. It's like there's this like element that sounds distinctly Eastern European. You know what I mean? It has that like, there's an instrument, I don't know what instrument it is, but there's just something about it that gives it that tinge of like, oh, this isn't like this isn't a disco track from the US or like Western Europe. This is like something different. And I like that little element of it. Like there's something about this that feels cinematic. You went with like anime opening. I'm going with coming of age movie about a group of kids who make a disco band. and this is like the song they perform at prom. That's what I have in my head. Like, you know, like something of that nature. Or like, this is the song they perform at like Battle of the Bands. Like, it gives me that, and it's like, I love it. Like, I think it's so fun. I also just like 70s throwback, disco-y, soul-y music. I mean, I'm a jazz grandpa at heart, I guess. Like,
I guess I am too.
Yes, be a jazz grandpa. It's good for you. But yeah, I want this on streaming so I can listen to it continuously because I really do like this song a lot.
Me too.
Okay. So we're gonna move on from Slovenia. We're gonna move on from Slovenia to Croatia, where Dora had their results. Mia Dimšić won with the song "Guilty Pleasure." You want to kick us off talking about "Guilty Pleasure"?
Yeah, you guys, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen Croatia pick. Like, I mean, I get it. Dora can be all over the place, and their choices are typically like, huh? But I mean, this is probably the strangest decision Croatia has made. Following Albina, I never thought we'd be going singer-songwriter direction, and it's like very Taylor Swift feeling. Like, this is so, it like reeks of Taylor Swift, but I enjoy it. I really enjoy it, and it's because of like the storytelling quality of the lyrics. This is a poem. I feel like this was like
Yeah.
like deep down as a writer, I feel like this was written as a poem before a melody was attributed to it, and I enjoy that. It's a poem about lust, and the language is like so expertly done, especially for someone who doesn't speak English natively, to have like such like a good poetic piece constructed that is very impressive. But is it competitive at Eurovision? That might be a completely different question. My immediate answer is probably not.
Here's my thing with it. Poetry, 100%. I couldn't agree more with that statement concerning this song. I just wish it was a country song. I know that sounds weird, but lyrically, this is a country song. Because I don't remember who said the quote, but the quote is, good country music should make you feel like somebody opened your mail. This is what this sounds like.
I love that. I love that. Wow.
This is what that sounds like to me. It's up my alley. Oh gosh, like if we're talking about like things that we write and read and consume, I love a cheating wife. That is like that is my go-to in a romance novel. Give me like a lady who's like cheating on her husband but ultimately decides to stay with her husband. Because, you know, that's more like that's the more responsible, secure decision. Oh, that's me. I love that. That's like just what if I'm gonna read that kind of novel, that's what I want to read. So yeah, like this is up my alley for those reasons. It's just one of those things where like, if it was a country song, I think I would like it more. Because right now, it just like the lyrical content doesn't match the musical style. And it's like one of those things, like usually when it comes to Eurovision songs, we're looking at it like the music is good, but these lyrics are kind of whack. Here we're looking at like the lyrics are excellent. The song is pleasant, but there's nothing about the song itself that makes me want to go, oh, okay, you know, I want to listen to this outside of the lyrics, which I can get in a poetry setting as well. So like as a text, like if we are making it like the Eurovision lyric contest, Croatia has won. Congratulations. I don't think anyone's going to top that. But like at this point, I'm not into the song too.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, that stage looks quite inventive and imaginative, so I mean, like that might give us like a little bit more of a guarantee. But yeah, the song itself doesn't have visual promise quite like other songs in the lineup do.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where, you know what, you can win me over still. I'm open-minded. That's the thing I always want to, like, even if I don't like a song, I'm open-minded to your song going way up for me. I mentioned my whole thing with Love Wave. That went from, like, my number, like, last place up to my top 10. So, I can be swayed. I can be swayed down to the last minute. That's how I go into I go in open-minded, okay? Like, I go in open-minded here. So, let's go ahead now, and we're going to talk about, we foreshadowed him earlier, but San Marino has made their decision with Una Voce per San Marino. And, guys, we have Achille Lauro going with a song called Stripper.
I just know that all the other San Remo acts from a couple weeks ago just saw this happen, and we're just like, just they saw him win in San Marino, and I'm just like, damn.
Here's the thing: he's never gonna win. He would never win San Remo. Like, it's never gonna happen. Like, I'm a fan of his. Okay, I'm a fan of his. You can't see. We do this on Discord, so like, you can see my Discord icon.
I'm liking this song. I'm liking it as I listen to the live performance more. I'm just like, okay, this seems like a good Achille Lauro hard rock cafe type rock song. Like, Achille, he's very good at like duplicating like older genres that are like 60s and pre. Like that's just like his niche of music, and he serves it with like a very kind of like sexy, with a very kind of sexy. So like, I mean, I love the fact that he won in San Marino. I think it is such like an awesome follow up to San Heat, and I'm excited to see like how he's styled for all of this, because visually this is going to be one of the most spectacular things.
100%, like 100%. That's what this is. It's gonna be something you can't take your eyes off of, because that's how he is as a performer. He's not a good singer. I am under no delusion that this man can sing. I know better than that. It's one of those things where you don't have to be a good singer if you're a good performer. And he's a good performer. Like, I mean, the song, it's questionable, like, lyrically, compared to what we were just talking about, like a lyrical masterpiece. I mean, it's like, is it his version of I Feel Like Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain? Yes. Yes, it is. But he also says, I like Britney, and I relate to those lyrics. That speaks to me as a human being. That's something I've lived. I do also like Britney Spears. Mm-hmm. I also like Depeche Mode, and there's a Depeche Mode reference in there, too. So it's relatable. Just like, oh, gosh. I don't know what else.
So bizarre, but so committed, and that got him somewhere. That got him the San Marinese flag.
I just know how he is in interviews where he looks like he's lost completely, and I can't wait to see more of that. Just like,
right?
What is happening?
He pulled an Ellis Mraz harder than Ellis did.
How that situation.
He saw like this formula was being used this year, and he was like, you know what? What's some way that I'm able to like do what these other folks are doing? But he managed to actually succeed, which is the difference.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? And it's like also one of those things. I'm gonna go off on a bit of a tangent. I'm already seeing people comparing him to Maneskin, and I'm just like, can we not do that?
Because he's a sexy Italian wearing an eyeliner.
I think so, with tattoos
and like a rock direction.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Italian music industry?
It's like, oh my god, the number of neck tattoos alone at San Remo. I was like, why are there so many neck tattoos? I had nothing against neck tattoos. It was just
snob, just like shocking. On the eyebrows of your face.
I know. I'm like, I don't know.
Holy bananas, you guys.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing people with face tattoos on TV. That's all I'm saying. It's like it's not something that happens here very often.
Not
I mean, I like it. Bring me more face tattoos. It's just one of those things where like I've seen, the San Marino is copying Italy. It's like, number one, Achille Lauro is 31 years old. The oldest person in Maneskin, I believe, is 22.
Yeah, they're young.
They're babies, young. And I still can't get over how young they are. I'm like, they're like infants. Why are these toddlers on stage? Like, what's happening? He's also been doing this since 2012. I'm pretty sure Maneskin, like every member of Maneskin, was in middle school. And it's also weird because people thought Maneskin were copying him when they first showed up, on the scene. So it's like, can we stop saying people are copying each other? Because it's like, they're not. It's not.
We have similar aesthetics, you guys. If you've ever watched San Remo, you'd understand that we get at least like 5 genres that repeat every year. And it's because like, it's a music industry. It's a music industry.
It's also like there's so many different genres of rock music. And we don't have any genres repeating.
Achille and Måneskin are not even they're not even cousins within the same genre.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
Stripper and Tsitsibani, like I cannot name two more different songs.
yeah, and then like so like this is more punk. Okay, this is a punk song. Um, I don't. It's punk. We've only ever had one other punk song really at Eurovision, and that was Finland 2015, which I still love because I like punk music. I am a big fan of punk. Like Suicide, great band, love them. Um, yeah. So let's talk about. So I'm done kind of with San Remo there. I'm sorry, San Marino. Oh my gosh, confusing me, sir, with your double dipping. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about MESC results. So MESC happened. Emma Muscat is our winner with the song "Out of Sight." Jordan.
Yes. So, this was my favorite song going into Malta, and it was my favorite performance being seen in Malta. I was surprised by just the sheer amount of loud that was happening in Malta. Also, I'm going to take this quick moment to say I am putting a bar on all songs in the Eurovision lineup, or just all songs in general, that use ratatata as a lyric in any regard. It's so poor, it's so ugly, and the ritmu was no exception. I'm glad that that song didn't win just for the sole fact that it has the ratatata lyric in it. I hate it so much. But aside from that, Out of Sight is an all English song, which is kind of unfortunate. It's kind of boring, I'll be honest. It's kind of a boring like experience, but hopefully by the time we get to Turin, it has a little bit more imagination.
Yeah, like I mean, Emma, she comes from wealthy parents. When I was reading her article or like her biography, I think she signed to Sony Music Italy. There is potential for this to get polished up, and it needs a polishing. The thing with MESC is like a lot of the time they just really need a good scrubbing because vocally she's there. She's there vocally.
Yeah.
Musically, there's not really anything I cling to. Like I'm trying to recall the melody right now, and I'm not able to. But with a little polishing, this could really be a moment. Like polish it up, make it more into like a female power ballad because we don't have one of those yet.
We don't.
And this could really shine. And every year we need a power ballad.
Honestly, if they want to strip it back some more and make it a female power ballad, that could be a very smart decision.
Yeah, you either add some more bells and whistles or pull it back more. Because right now you're kind of sitting in that zone where
Comfortable little like no qualification feeling zone, and that's not very a good place to be in. So that we got to get you out of there.
Exactly, like you're sitting right now in the middle of the pack, So let's
Never say
polish
for
it up.
Eurovision.
Never
Irish
safe.
judges, have you heard that? Have you heard that? You never just try to land mid table because of something that is kind of Eurovision-y. This is going to all of y'all in Ireland.
Call them out. It really is though, because the problem is like if you go, oh, this sounds like it's for Eurovision. No, it's not. It doesn't. You're lying to yourself. You're delusional. And it also, if it's just, oh, we're gonna be mid-table, we're aiming for like 15th place. You have to get to the final first.
If you aim for 15, you will get last.
Like you have to like get to the final, and you have to give us something people want to vote for. So let's give us something that people want to vote for. And that's kind of just how I'm feeling about Malta there. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our national finals coming up. Australia Decides is happening tomorrow in the wee hours of the morning here. I will wake up, watch Australia Decides, and then go back to sleep so I can wake up and watch other national finals in the afternoon. That's my favorite thing about Australia Decides is the time zone difference. So
it's in the morning here.
I think, what time do you have to get up for it? Like 1?
I'm not getting up. I get off late tonight from work, so I will literally just stay up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll like probably sleep and wake up at like, I think I had to wake up at 3 a.m. last year. I'd have to double check to see. Yeah.
But Australia's worth it, you guys. If you've ever seen Australia Decides, you will get up for this because it is one of the most entertaining national finals.
100%. Like, Australia brings it, and they're bringing it with the following acts. Andre Lambero, with Electrify, Charlie with I Suck at Being Alone, Erica Padilla with To the Bottom, G Nation with Bite Me, Isaiah Firebrace and Evie Erie with the song When I'm With You, Jaguar Jones with Little Fires, Jude York with I Won't Need to Dream, Polini with We Are One, Sean Miley Moore with My Body, Sheldon Riley with Not the Same, and then Last Voyager with the song Dreamer. So those are the songs that will be competing in the early hours of the morning my time, or the afternoon in Australia. And yeah. Also, just real quick, we do have 2 interviews that we should probably mention. Yes, we do plug our interviews. We have Jaguar Jones and Jude York. We did interviews with them. The Jaguar Jones one was done by Jorge.
Mr. Jorge.
Yeah, he's been on the stream before. Put it up in the cards. And then Jordan interviewed Jude York. So we'll have that up in the cards as well. We totally, we'll come back to that later because we missed the site articles where we talked about this. So then so there'll be in the description box up in the cards. So let's talk about our top 3. Do you want to kick it off? Because I'm seeing there's some songs we don't have in common. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'll start with my number 3. I have Charlie. There's something about this that I really do enjoy. It really does connect with me. And at the same time, I'm not that kind of a person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't relate to the lyrics, but they're winning me over to it's just something about that, and the performance I think is so soft and so subtle that you feel like you're reading someone's diary.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it does have that poetic quality to it. But if there's one thing I can say that's not necessarily a drawback, but it's kind of a distinction about it, is the fact that it feels like a 2007 type ballad. I'm getting Jordan Sparks, I'm getting Leona Lewis, I'm getting that era of pop R&B ballad, where it's just female sadness was paramount. And I mean I like it. I really enjoy that genre, but that's definitely the signal that I got when I heard it for the first time, and even now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying with that, but again, I do like that genre.
Second place, though. It's my second place.
Yeah, I do like that genre. I remember 2008. I was a sad girl in 2008. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was me. Literally. That was me. I was very sad in 2008. So, yeah.
2008 was not, great. That 5 years circle was just not the best, but...
Okay, you have to remember, I was 16, 17 in 2008.
Yeah, I was 11.
Oh, wow.
Let's just put that into perspective.
So, I mean, that was, my junior year of high school. Oh, God, that was a weird year.
Coming out of elementary school at the time.
Yeah, elementary school is baller. Yep. I miss elementary school.
Yeah.
So, who is your number 3?
My third place is Jude York, funnily enough, the one that I interviewed. I say this because I really like the song. It starts off as kind of a Judy Garland-esque ballad, and then it bleeds into a really layered kind of stompy, clappy, hosier type feeling song. And I just really enjoy that. It's so nice to hear, and Jude was great in describing kind of his process on how he constructed this song. So having that part of it also kind of helped me really latch onto it, and I enjoy it. It's my that's my third place right now.
Now this is gonna sound kind of weird, but I promise it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a hopeful version of a Marshmallows. It has the same kind of energy of that, but instead of being because a Marshmallows is very this isn't gonna end well, sir. You know what I mean? Lyrically. Mm-hmm. And the way it's composed is that way as well. It's very beggy and very needy in that way. But this is a version of that kind of a song that feels more hopeful, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And I do like that. I when I was putting this list together, I'm do I want him as my third or do I want Charlie as my third? And Charlie ultimately won for me personally. But it's just there's something about I would be happy if it won still. There's just something about that song that made me feel like that when I was listening to it.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely pick up on that. But like it was also kind of an intentional step too, talking to Jude about that. But I like that because this is his debut single, so having such expertise where he's at right now, I mean, if he comes back to Australia, decides, then I do feel like he like would be a pretty good choice for Australia. I just don't necessarily know about this song, but I he's a good artist.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my number two, which is Jaguar Jones with Little Fires. Rock ballad. I've been like desperate for a lady ballad at this point in the year. I really need one, and a lady rock ballad. Heck yeah! Like it's great. It's good. It's powerful. Um, I I find myself like able to recall the melody easily and just really enjoying it whenever it's on and also seeking it out. It's one of
Yeah,
those
I
songs
love the
on
melody.
it's on the heavier side of topic,
Uh-huh.
but it really works and it's like one of those things where it's unexpected because you wouldn't necessarily think, oh yeah, she's gonna bring us a ballad, but it's a rock ballad, and I think that's something we don't really get a lot of. We don't really get a good rock ballad very often.
Frankly, it's like a complete 180 from Rabbit Hole, and I love seeing that risk taken. Melfest artists, take notes.
Yeah. No,
I
like
love it. Like she's
yeah,
she's so capable as an artist, and she showcases that with this song.
yeah, it's great. And
Hmm.
then I think we both have the same number one.
Yes.
Our number one
And
is
I can totally talk about why. So you
yeah.
guys, Voyager's song "Dreamer" is the song that she and I have decided is the best song in Australia. But what is your reason for it?
When I listen to all the songs back to back, like, you know, as if I'm listening to them in a running order situation, it's the one that stands out the most to me. And it's prog rock. So when you listen to it, the instrumentation are like the instruments aren't just playing a simple melody. There's a lot of contrast in it. And it's one
Mhm.
of those songs that you can pick apart and I want to listen to it more than once. Like that's my thing is like
Yeah.
if I listen like this is the same way I feel about just think of another Eurovision song 1944 for example. I
Mhm.
when I listen to those songs I want to take them and pull them apart to figure out what makes them work. Like I want to sit there and go, okay, this is the part for this instrument, this is the part for that instrument, this is the part for the vocal, and kind of like figure out how they work because it makes me want to put my music theory hat on and sit there and write out the composition. And if you can do that for me, that automatically makes me like your song more. I mean, like simple,
And honestly,
yeah. Sorry.
you're saying?
That was it. That's it. It's a song that I want to listen to more than once, and I want to pick it apart and understand how that song works. And for me, that's
Yeah,
the biggest
it's
compliment I can give
very
a song.
so technically complex. I do agree with that. And it okay, like I'm gonna kind of like make a bold statement here, but like with all the bad retro that's happening in this Eurovision season, having someone from like an older generation who understands the sound and how they best function and isn't just doing retro as like a stylistic choice because that's like what's popular in pop music, that is so much better than all the 80s throwback that like we've gotten up to this point, you know? Like this is someone who understands the different aspects of the production of that time and more times, and it's just you could tell that this is a conditioned artist. But it's not even just that either, it's the fact that this song is a standout among all these ballads. Frankly,
Yeah.
Australia has so many ballads this year. There's so many like world PC type music. We need a song that punches hard and punches up. This is so far that song, and I think it is the strongest of the bunch.
Yeah. That too, because it's a lot of like gray throughout
Mm.
it, or like a lot of beige. I don't know, some kind of color that you don't really.
Beige.
It's like a lot of gray and a lot of beige, and it's like honestly, I love the color gray. I love beiges. I'm wearing beige right now, but
I'm
I
getting fuchsia.
also yeah
Like
like
there's fuchsia right here.
this is what my keyboard looks like. I'm sitting in a room that's pink. My other keyboard right next, I have like three keyboards next to me, is green. This is the keyboard for my
Mm.
TV set. Um, yeah, like I like color. I like like I can reach
But this
over.
color doesn't feel imposed. It
It
doesn't
doesn't. It
feel
feels
like
it
it
feels
follows
like
the ride.
when you're doing your makeup. You want to have your base that's very neutral, and like I love makeup. I like really bright, bold eyes. This is a bright, bold
Hmm.
eye. You know, this is a bright, bold
It
eye.
is, yeah.
And like, yeah, like
Everyone
it.
else is going nude.
Everyone else is doing
Everyone
that.
else
No
is going,
makeup.
yeah,
It's a very much a lot of no makeup, which it has its purpose. It has its place. But I am someone who likes to be a little more colorful. Like I have, an eyeshadow palette of 24 colors. Why am I only going to use the same two every day? That's
yeah.
kind of like what it
Mhm.
feels like. So,
Definitely.
yeah,
That's a great comparison. Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
the best comparison.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's how it is. So we're
Hmm.
gonna go ahead. We're down to our last 15 minutes. We're actually making great time today. Uh,
Making awesome time.
yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about UMK. And with UMK, we have our competing songs of Best with Ram Pam Pam, Sion Kicks with Hurricane, Isaac Sene with Kumajaba, Oliveria with Thank God I'm an Atheist, The Rasmus with Jezebel, Tommy Latinen with Lama Kantamua, and then Young Carter with Sun Numero. So,
Hmm.
those are our songs that'll be competing at UMK tomorrow. And do you want to just talk about your favorite? Let's go with number 3 to start.
Yeah. So, number three, this is going to be hotly contested, but it's actually the Rasmus. So, Jezebel is my third favorite song out of UMK. I know that's a lot of people don't feel this way, especially fans of the Rasmus. I wasn't a fan of the Rasmus before coming into Eurovision, and that's because I just wasn't an active listener of them. But I just really enjoy Jezebel as a song on its own. It's not that popular, and I get it. The lyrics are really like simple and don't move a ton, but I don't know. It just hits the right spots for me, so it's my third place right now.
Okay. Kind of understand where you're
And
coming from with that. My number 3 is Young Hearted.
mhm,
I
they're
just
close too. I love that song.
It's so good.
So good.
I just like it's simple, it's beautiful. It makes me want to put on my headphones and pretend I'm living in a movie. And if your
Poetic.
song,
It's very poetic.
yeah, it works. And it's like it's in Finnish. And all my top 3 songs are in Finnish. I love the way Finnish sounds when it's sung. I'm sorry. I like the way Finnish sounds when it's
Yes, it is
spoken.
musical language.
But when
Uh-huh.
it's sung, it's magical. Like it's one of those languages, along with Estonian, that just works so well in music. And it's like, oh, maybe I should learn Finnish, and then I go, oh, right, Finnish grammar is a nightmare. Maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't learn Finnish. I just
I have that discussion every year.
every year you debate, should I learn Finnish? No, mm-mm. And you look at the grammar,
It's
and you're
not
like,
possible.
I can't do this. I can't do this grammar. I say that as a native English speaker with our stupid grammar
Yeah,
and our stupid spelling rules. Oh, English is such a dumb language.
terrible. Yeah.
So let's talk about our number 2 is the same. We both have Best as number 2. Do you want to
Hmm.
talk about why she's up there for
So
you?
the reason why Best is my number two is because like, I mean, it's very like 2012 female like stomp bop. Love that though. That's something that made me gay. And frankly, like there's like the flavor of pink there. There's like almost an Avril Lavigne kind of flavor. There's a lot of inspiration going on here. I love Bess's like raspy voice, and the lyrics are also poetic. It's This is just an altogether really good song, and if the slim chance that she's able to represent Finland in Turin, then I would really, really appreciate that because it's a different angle for Finland completely, but it's done so well.
I agree with everything you just said concerning this song.
Mhm.
And I just have one thing to add. You know how like I felt about Yum 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 lyrically? Rum Pum 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 works for me lyrically. It hits
Yeah, yeah.
well. It's easy to sing along to. It clings in your head. So even if you don't know Finnish, you can go rum pum 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 pum. When it gets to that part in the
Yeah.
chorus.
An intentional international hook.
Yes, fantastic. And then our number
Hmm.
1 is Isaac Sine.
And
Um,
then you guys, so like,
God, I'm
there's
begging
really no way
Finland
of
at this point.
describing
Like,
it. There's
please,
there's no
Finland.
way of describing it. Like this song is above what Eurovision can even provide for it. Like this is a Eurovision winner in just sake of quality, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I mean, betting odds, whatever. I can go back and forth about betting odds, but I mean, when it comes to actual quality of music, this is a winner.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Like, Finland, I'm begging you guys, please. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know what else to say. Like, I encountered somebody.
Helsinki, like this is the Helsinki ticket, you guys. This is it.
I encountered a Eurovision fan on Discord well, not Eurovision fan. I encountered a Finnish person on Discord, and we were just talking about things in general. She's like, how do you know all this stuff, like, about Finland? And like, girl, I watch Eurovision. Like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you just get this geography
Y'all
thing
make
going.
it obvious.
And then,
make it obvious.
And then she's like, oh, what do you think about UMK? I'm like, please send Isaac. I'm begging you. Please, like, if you could hack into headquarters and make sure that he gets sent. She's like, that's my favorite one too, but I think the Rasmus is going to win. I'm like, I understand why people are saying that, but I'm telling you, Isaac. Now, everything you said, the song is sexy. It's like, it's got that Prince vibe. Everyone loves Prince. Like, it's got that, like...
Prince in 2022.
That's like, it. It's like, it doesn't sound dated. It's so modern. It's so cool. It's so good. Finland, please, I promise you, if you send Isaac, I will try to learn Finnish grammar. I will do that for you, Finland. I know.
Right.
It's egotistical for me to be like, you will get me to learn Finnish grammar. But I can try.
Same.
I can try. I can add, another language to my belt.
Yes.
I'll learn how to pronounce Finnish. I know I struggle. Like, it's hard. Please send Isaac. Thank you. That's all. I have to back off of that, but that's how I feel. Do you have anything else you wanted to kind of add about UMK?
No, that's gonna be one of tomorrow's biggest shows. I've been anticipating this show for a very long time, so good luck to everybody. But I have my hopes.
Okay, let's go ahead and let's hop into talking about Serbia. I'm not, we are kind of down to our last 10-15 minutes here, so I'm not going to list everyone because there's 36 artists competing. Basically, Thursday, there's going to be the semifinal 1, and then Friday, right after our stream ends, there's going to be a semifinal 2. So we kind of just wanted to talk about everything in general. Do you want to kind of say if there's anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, so two songs that kind of stood out to me were Zoria. So Zoria by Zoria, that song is just a very classic, kind of like, I don't want to say average or typical, but I want to say this is like a state-of-the-art, like high-quality Serbian ballad that I know that they'd be able to send, and it would do kind of like similarly to how they have done in the past. It's just a high-quality Serbian ballad, and I enjoy it. The other one I would say is Origami by Angelina, because that's just high-quality Serbian pop to me. I don't think Beovizija has taken the most risks this year, but I do enjoy the songs that I do enjoy, and it would be those two that stood out to me from the get-go.
Well,
how about you?
This is different than your Beovizija, because Beovizija is still happening, but it's no longer selecting the Eurovision artist.
Oh, yeah.
To a different channel. It's Pesniza Eurovision. So I think I didn't know what to expect because this is the first year we've seen this national final format specifically, but I was disappointed. I tend to like Serbia's national finals. They tend to have some songs that I really gravitate towards, but honestly, I am struggling to remember anything. When I went through and tried to listen, I listened to all the songs in full, and I'm like, yeah, none of these are connecting with me. I only remember Zoria because the song is named after the singer. You know what I mean? They share the same name.
Yeah.
Origami, I feel like I remember because I was like, why is she singing about folding paper? So I do remember those two vaguely, but there's nothing in this selection that really stands out to me and makes me go, oh yeah, I want that to win. It's all very much I could take any of these songs as a winner because it's all talking about that beige situation. It's a lot of beige here. There's nothing that stands out to me when I listen to all of them. It just all sounds, okay, this is passable. You know what I mean?
I do see where you're coming from, yeah.
And it makes me feel
we don't have that quality anymore.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing about it that makes me go, okay, yeah, let's listen to this one. Man, did you have anything else you wanted to say about the Serbian songs?
No, I just look forward to what the stage is gonna bring forward for these songs.
Yeah, we'll see. I might get one over when I watch it next week. So we're gonna talk about Iceland now and Songvakeppnin.
Yeah,
For semifinals tomorrow, oh gosh, I love Iceland. I love Songvakeppnin. It's such a
it's
solid.
so great.
It's so solid. It's so good. So the first semifinals tomorrow, and so the way Iceland works is that all the songs in the semis have to be sung in Icelandic, and then when you get to the final, you sing it in the version, in the
That's
language
wonderful.
you'd want to take the Eurovision. Love that format. It's excellent. It keeps people, working in Icelandic music.
Yep.
And Iceland is such a small country that eventually everyone in the country will go to Eurovision at least once. So we're going to go ahead and just name the artist. I have, the artists are Amorosis with Don't You Know, Stefan Oli with Lusset, then Hafi Haf with Gia, Stefania Svavsdotter with Hatarth Miet, Siga, Beta, and Elaine, and their song is Mithakandi Sol. Yeah. Do you want to talk about, what stands out to
Yeah.
you in these?
So I have two standouts just from the audio. My first standout, and it's also currently my favorite of this semifinal, is the song by Siga, Beta, and Elin. I love a good mystical rhythmic female ballad that has a haunting choral ether about it. This is just right up my alley in that sense. And like I am drawn into it with more and more every listen, which is something very important to me, especially with a ballad that's kind of more on the mysterious side. The other one is also a ballad, as it turns out, because of course I'm the ballad head. But Stefano Lee's ballad is a standout to me because it has a really high quality melody and the production is very mindful. This isn't doesn't feel like a lazy song. It doesn't feel like a YouTube to MP4 download type song. I'm a bee, but um, moving along from that, it sounds like it could be very bold on stage, and I say like we should keep an eye on him because there could be quite a bit of momentum there, and I do think that the Eurovision movie with Husavik happening in Iceland that has completely changed the perspective of the country, and big bold ballad is something that's in right now in Songvakeppnin.
So for me, the songs that stand out to me are Siga, Beta, and Ellen, like you said, and also Amorosis for me as well. Their song.
Mm,
Because for me, those are both giving me 60s throwback. I love a
mhm.
throwback. So like Siga, Beta, and Elaine, they are serving me like Simon and Garfunkel folky kind of music. I
Yeah.
actually was
Mhm.
watching A Mighty Wind. If you've ever seen that movie, I watched like I want to say Tuesday. I just
Mhm.
watched it and vegged out. And it kind of fits into that same thing. It's like I like that folky sound. It's kind of kitschy from like the late '60s, or like Peter, Paul, and Mary. That same kind of like
Yeah.
kind of vibe there. And Amorosis is also giving me that '60s vibe, but they're giving me like Sonny and Cher '60s. And it's like there's
Mm.
something about it that's very kitschy musically, and I like that kind of like cheesy, kind of a little bit tacky kind of sound that they have going on there. It
There
really
isn't enough
appeals to
of that,
me.
frankly.
It's
There
like
isn't
in
enough of it.
Yeah, because it's like it's one of those things when people want to go back and they want to revisit songs from that era, they always want to go back to like the rock, or like the really solid pop stuff, or like it was a heyday for folk music, and like it was a heyday for songs that were just kind of cheesy. It wasn't as bad as the '50s where everything was a freaking novelty song and ready to make me like just upset deeply.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I have a soft spot for that stuff. Like I love that that aesthetic, even like visually speaking. Like oh, I love wood paneling to the point where it's not healthy. But like that like suburban American basement. Oh, like that's what I want to see. Like I just the song feels like my
Let
grandma's
bring it.
basement. Oh shit, this orange shag carpet with the panel. That's what the song feels like to me. It takes me back to that shag carpet and that paneling. And like watching, and then my aunt would watch like Sonny and Cher on TV Land, like when they had their TV show in
Oh,
the '70s. Yeah, no, that song takes me back to that. Makes me a little nostalgic. And like again, I do love folk music, so Sekabeta and Ellen are giving me my folk fix. So those
yep.
are my two in the semi. All right,
Awesome. Looking
and
forward to
we
Saturday.
are gonna go ahead and just move on over to our last topic, which is Melodifestivalen. I feel like that's our last
Yeah.
topic most weeks. Um,
Hmm.
I just don't have much to say. Giving you the results of semifinal three, Anders Baga and Faith Kakembo made it direct to final. Thank you for not robbing Sweden. Thank you for not robbing Faith. Please, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I deeply appreciate it. Second chance is Kazir Pia and Lisa Moskovsky. Moskovsky. I keep messing up her name. I'm sorry, Lisa. Do you have anything else you want to say about?
Yeah, so I actually have a little bit of dialogue here. I love Faith, and I'm here for her every time she performs, but I don't think the song suits her talent completely.
Nope.
There was subversive coolness and darkness in Crying Rivers in 2020 that really drew me into her as an artist. But how the performance was executed in the heat made me feel a little underwhelmed, which I'm not in love with, but I'm glad that she made it through directly to the final because there is a lot of time to make like necessary tweaks in order to give it that like last oomph. I don't feel like the song completely matches her potential, and that is the challenge for me. But I do see why she qualified, and it's because of her, frankly.
Yeah, she's great. Like, honestly, I'm happy she qualified. It's not as good as her song in 2020. Like,
yeah, I have no choice but to compare it to that because
Yeah.
I'm just studied on her music, frankly.
yeah, but like it's good, and I want to see her do about the rest of the results. I don't really have much to say about. I don't know how to phrase that besides it happened. I've been struggling with Melodifestivalen the last couple of weeks. I'm going to struggle with Melodifestivalen.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm watching it and I'm struggling.
I'm going to struggle with Melodifestivalen this week as well, as a segue. Competitors, we have our Anna Bergendahl with Higher Power, Lilla Sister with Till Our Days Are Over, Malin Christian with Sind Dig, Tenori with La Stella, Medina with In E Dimum, Angelina with The End, and then Clara Hammerstrom with Run to the Hills.
So I put 3 words and a number in my notes for this heat, and it's I'm sorry, 0 points. Iconic line from Eurovision 2019, but I say that because listening to all of these songs, you guys, this is the weakest of all of your songs that I've heard from you. Anna, this is your weakest song. Lila Sister, this is your weakest song. Tenori, this is your weakest. Clara, what the heck? Like,
God, Clara,
what
that's
is
a
happening?
mess.
And it's like we're supposed to have like a chunk of potential winners in the heat. I don't. What? What?
So
I
Anna,
mean, at this point, finish what? Sorry.
Anna's trying to start like a pop country cult. I was buying into the cult the last 2 years. This year, I'm like, what is this? What is this, Anna? What is this?
It's more schlagery. It's a little less like, it's a little less Tennessee, a little more Stockholm, but it altogether feels like kind of an Anna Bergendahl album filler, if that's what.
Yeah, I see that. Clara, I'm sorry, that song sounds like a bad remix of itself. And then, like, her outfit. Okay, all I remember from her song last year, was it last year? Was her outfit. It's gonna happen again this year. Yeah, it's gonna happen again. Who is dressing her? That's I am so concerned with that.
Too stiff. Like, whatever costumes you're giving her, like, you need to understand that she's not able to move around.
Not only that, but the outfits are better than the songs. Like, all I can think, like, I don't remember her song at all. I just remember what she was wearing. This, I remember the song because it's a travesty. And I remember what she's wearing because it's actually kind of nice looking, but it's too much. Like, who is dressing her? Like, I don't know who's her stylist, but, like...
It doesn't suit her. It doesn't suit the song. It doesn't suit the staging. Like, overall, it's just the most random thing someone can be wearing.
I just, like, it's like, and you're trying to do Katy Perry? Because Katy Perry would wear crazy stuff that didn't really work for the song, too. But she could still move and perform.
And also, Clara's not performing California Girls, the deluxe tour.
Oh, gosh. If she did have whipped cream cannons coming out the boobies, though, maybe I could be sold. We don't know. There could still be time for that to happen.
It's just, you know what we're getting this time again from Clara? Shiny and stiff.
Yeah. Shiny
I
and
don't
stiff.
want
Like,
that for her. I don't want that for her.
I don't either. At this point, we've heard all the songs. Cornelia Jacobs are just not qualifying. That's what it's down to at this point. I literally,
Yeah,
and I know like at the top of the betting odds is Anders Bagge. He's very well
would
loved
have
in
to be.
Sweden. He's very well loved in Sweden. I understand that, but like, sir, you're giving us
Think about just think ahead.
like honestly, if that's what you want to send Sweden, send that. Send that.
Yeah,
And
you truly want to send them.
we're gonna have a repeat of 2020 of 2010, and then hopefully you'll get your ass back on track. Oh, I just cussed. I'm sorry. Hopefully then you'll get your butt back on track at this point.
I totally get what you mean. Like
It's just like
you need to not qualify in order for you to for you to be reminded that you compete in these semis just like everybody else.
yeah. I've been saying it for years at this point. Sweden just needs to not qualify. Sweden just needs to hear where they do not qualify, and maybe that'll get them back on track. Because at this point, I have nothing to say but negative things. Like, there's not a single song in this selection. Whatever the results are, okay, cool, whatever. I don't have a problem with any of the results because I don't have. The same thing last week. Like, it's been hard to get through Melodifestivalen, and if it takes Sweden not qualifying to give me a show I actually want to watch again, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Like, honestly, I thought Sweden might not have qualified last year. I was wrong, but they did get bad results. So, I feel like that's what Sweden needs at this point.
It's just part of the fact that it's just like if you take a look at the current betting odds in Sweden, where Cornelia is, and the fact that she's contesting against these other songs that we've expressed like dislike for already, and it's for all kinds of Melfesty reasons. It is Cornelia or a non-qualification at this rate, and
Yeah.
this is solidifying that this year.
I don't know what else to say besides that. Like, there's nothing here that's good. That's, like, not making me want to, like, cry. I don't like it. Like, it's like, Sweden, you're better than this, baby. You're way better than this. Like, I don't know what it's going to take for you guys to get back on track, but, like, this ain't it. But
It's not even close to it.
did you have anything else you wanted to say? We kind of are ready to be head out. Oh, we got a comment. This is Sogstar with saying Clara could be a good choice for Sweden.
Okay, well, I mean, that could be the case, but the thing is, maybe it's the snippet that was selected by the Swedish delegation that wasn't highlighting it the best. So there's always the benefit of the doubt, and I might just be being too critical right now, but the minute that we were given, I wasn't in love with it, and I don't personally feel like it has promise. I could be totally proven wrong though. So, yeah.
It sounds to me. Fun fact: I'm a weeb, so I go to a lot of anime conventions. I do not go to the rave for a reason. There's a long list of reasons I don't go. One of them is I can't stand that kind of music. This song sounds like it's coming from like.
You're just saying what you're saying right now.
Yeah. It doesn't sound good to me. There's nothing about it that appeals to me. It sounds like you took a pop song and put a bad dance track behind it.
It does. I'm sorry.
And that's why I
like,
say it sounds like a bad dance remix of itself. That's the main reason I say that. And like I don't know how else to phrase it besides that just it drags, and like the outfit combined with that, it has no appeal to me. And like we'll see, maybe like I could be whatever with the staging, but if that were to happen and this song were to go to Eurovision, it would have to be like a Love Wave situation where live it works for me, but like as a song, I hate every second of it. Like there's nothing about that snippet that made me want to listen to the full version.
I sadly feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do think she's gonna make it. I do think she's gonna make it because I'm just taking a look like at the rest of this heat and thinking objectively, but it's just kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah, this heat's a problem. Yeah, I don't even want to say I'm excited for anybody. I'll watch Melodifestivalen. I'm gonna watch UMK live, and I'll watch Melodifestivalen and catch up later. That's
Mm-hmm.
basically where I'm at with that. So yeah, those are our thoughts about Melodifestivalen and our thoughts about this week in Eurovision. We'll be back again next week. So if you like the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. You know, I'm in there, like, reading you guys' comments, liking and kind of responding to them as well.
On the
Thank
site
you.
for our editorial stuff.
Yes, also the interviews we did with Jude York and with Jaguar Jones. Those are both available as well down below. And I'll add a link at the end of the video too. Well, thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye, y'all.
All right, guys. Bye bye.